Right, so I'm saying, me di ECG. Me ba talk okay PDS. So sisi am no ka say nipa 4 yachi womo and in connection to the PDS scandal around 2019 ho baby ebeje ne ho menano. Me ba talk yachi nipa 4 ewu. Sika involved in this particular case and am yachi nipa 4 850 million Ghana cedis. Eno hu sika ena ye bisa mpanifo ye ho nsem. Na ye be ma breakdown ne ye kire mpanifo be ne ache womo de mpo ne ye de ache womo. Boni ben in specific eno mo ye maybe more the full breakdown. But before that, I was a Phoenix, me di ECG and first time I subscribe to channel. Say ya drop video I want sa ebe to me akabi. Now yam ko echi. Into this whole PDS brouhaha, every agreement via Ghana, any US government agency, a friend of Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, yetimi Ekosiisen ye. Now on a broader scale, agreement in the case of partners be involved in all. About $498 million and no AEC. Now, baby, I say MCC Millennium Challenge Corporation, a US government agency, be on grants. Now, grants, technically, men can say a free money, a loan, a free money. But then, based on some conditions, say a buying, and I say developing countries, no, it me for failure, which is good governance, transparency, anti-corruption, and economic reform. Since during 2014, more baby, no. Omo feel say Ghana ye meet omo conditions and so omo ye say ombe me say sika ni bi, and under those agreement enum enene PDS e shana be kai around that time na dum so ene abiade wo ho bebri so yetimi ko ye say ne ye bepe a foreign company bi no so aba be boa a handle ECG operations enu nti PDS ebe mu. Now PDS na involve 4 countries na agencies and I say groups are who will be free different countries and a beke can boom my PDS deal no and kebe complete. Now in the case of PDS now come you were the MCC, the Millennium Challenge Corporation, which is a US government agency air funded the whole deal. Then there was the Akuffo, which is the insurance company and a PDS air combo insurance guarantees handle operations and also handle operations no. Then there is Ghana near the ECG, so Eba. Then there is Miracle, Adom Philippines. Now Miracle no, omo ebe provided the technical expertise. This whole deal. Inti ubia edeni de eba ena nkebe kika boom ama chese yetimi enya the PDS deal eventually omba be take over na ne oma sort niema nanka dum so etu be twa then time ombe boy duma correct so that say around that time ne expect say ECG car omo de revenue collection inefficiencies and all that. That was the main reason my government let me agree to that PDS deal in particular. Now there come a problem any PDS deal no, the company as PDS private company omunum eba better Ghana buying assets, the ECG assets are managing, and ECG assets then na value no at around $3 billion. And no na ne dey kwa share a foreign company means as omu meji manage MIA for a period of 25 years. Nanka during that period, yes, but say ombe stabilizing near man to near me nanka bibia koso nanka Ghana, and so ye meet at least about power distribution ye do some international level bi kakra. Now the thing say PDS for no urban. One part of the requirement they say because ye Ghana Ghana buying in this case ECG assets and ema womunti. Although say Ghana buying ebekoswa gain ownership and also maintain ownership of PDS and I say ECG assets no. Name as a PDS for any insurance guarantee biba. Say omo babeje company na manage this BBC na ebekonnect na ECG for near many will be ma ye ko insurance company no akwaje omo ne beti aka. So it say what talk about bi so onfanya adwuma on ha no won hye no so on kyerɛ baabi onfanko onfanya adwuma nye bibia mpesika no mra. Name as what the insurance company be guarantee says se car no ekona amba se ye di dwane akromfo kofa BBC a then ye ubeko insurance company no ho omo ne beko ombeto car no ama obiem. Now the issue is that in this PDS case the insurance company no mo involved a Qatari based insurance company friend of Akuffo eventually beto just say sa Akuffo for no omo guarantees documenta PDS for call more kwaje say they break Ghana ban say yentwem yenye insurance company on better ye chiama deal na kwaso ntimonje no. This insurance company na questionable. They weren't fully authorized by the Qatari Central Bank. Internet is a question marks and that was the whole issue. Now interestingly, PDS deal a government involved a dealer go through several government agencies and as a government institutions and sign approval also. But none of these government agencies Ghana anytimi point out say issues. So the whole thing is that they handed over ECG assets based on the fraudulent documents now or the fraudulent insurance guarantees now PDS for Kwaku. Ghana buying convinced that there's a due diligence anchor so you should share and verify said documents in the original. Handing over Edema PDS technically PDS for BJ card which in this case ECG for Ejumedi for a period of time and some kind of even say and confirm documents on the babeji deal no a fraud. And that was where PDS started falling apart. Now, Obra, alarm me blue, yes, the insurance company PDS for the babeji deal, no, as or more, a fraud. No. The government of Ghana first suspended the deal, and eventually, about around November of 2019, more baby, na ye trouble. So, you know, ECG, any PDS deal, no, it take about 7 months to termination. But then PDS wait me manage for about 5 months and sign a home sem ever. So on the 5th month, any suspend the year, and then about the 7th month, and eventually almost 8 me terminate deal. Every terminate contract. And this is where the problem is. I might see actually part 4 we. Every government 8 me terminate contract. PDS for the Ghana buying ECOPM international court be. Your friend of London Court of International Arbitration, and I say International Arbitration Court. Now, Multimedia say resolve dispute between bigger commercial agencies and I say bigger contracts. Into your buying a foreign company be in your contract, net issue now BBC on BTMSU. And that is where better judgment debts in the idea we move any rule. So this is the court. You're from London Court of International Arbitration, LCIA. Now, every PDS for the Ghana buying courts are court. Court ni bui Emma Ghana edge to say indeed the government of Ghana then was right to cancel the agreement because the PDS one as Oma breaky Oma say Oma part of the agreement into the international court new ruling in favor of Ghana. Now mind you, every ECG and I say PDS will be taking over ECG for that short period about 5 to 7 months before say you eventually you table. Not Sikebi Abem 850 million Ghana cedis. Now this money, it was expected say enkebra yetwa a contract mu no. Na omo handing over ECG, assign so and I say ECG for mfidie di ama Ghana back to say the obi the fake license abeje wo car ekutwi. Until later wo hu ache say the license fraud dey fake insurance or the be guarantee ye no fake it so one for car ma back no. Now the car na koye adwuma kakra, yes so be sales bi ni ade wo. So in this case, they say PDS for returning back the ECG asset on the free government of Ghana was returning my back with Sikebi involved 850 million. As at the time one international court number ruling now failed the Kwemu say or my DTA ECG and I say PDS for it's Ghana by imagine ECG and then you may in take over a bill. Now says Sika 850 million. Sika na free ECG for account. Eno ho enene amiakochi enipa biwum. Now enipa ayache omo 4 and this was announced by Felix Ofusu Kwache. There was one Mr. Philip Ayensu connecting to this 850 million PDS scandal no yache no ewo ho. And then there is one Viraj Fat. Now with you can tell so an Indian or Asian guy there were involved in the PDS or also yache no. Then there is Sophia Koko or also yache no. And one Justice Menka Premo or also yetimi HDB ewum. Now according to Felix Ofosu Kwachi say inipa 4 ways so far yamo bail pending investigations and one ho any believe say that 850 million Ghana cedis no at the time one PDS scandal ne ba ye court omo si Ghana ban ne ade ba biem no na say sikane free ECG for account eni ho enti egi sikane free mo eno na me ya to na ebusun etimi.
Thank you, Isame, and thank you for having me. This arrest follows the PDS investigations that we've all known that since 2019, government terminated the agreement between ECG and PDS. Now, following this termination, ECG and PDS entered into what was called the interim protocol arrangement, which was basically a transitional arrangement where ECG and PDS were supposed to reconcile accounts for the transfer of assets and liabilities. Now, before the interim protocol could be concluded, PDS went for arbitration, if you remember, at the London Court of International Arbitration. And so the reconciliation of accounts and the transfer of assets and liabilities stopped. Right? Now, in that period, there was some money belonging to ECG, which was held in an ECG account. And after the arbitration, which ECG won, it was discovered that these amounts or these monies had been deposited on the account. This is precisely the investigation or the circumstances for which these investigations have been, launched, and for which these 4 persons were arrested last week, granted bail, and as the government Minister for Government Communications put out.
You said they are on bail. Have you charged them yet?
Yeah, so those details cannot be discussed at this point because it is a very rather preliminary stage. The investigation officers want to understand the full circumstances around which these monies, left these accounts. And so they deem it fit to call various persons that they think have a role to play in the depletion of these accounts. So these 4 persons have been invited initially, they've been questioned, they've been granted bail, and then further investigations go on. As and when they are properly charged or there's any updates on it, we'll be sure to update the public. But for now, they are invited, questioned, and granted bail.
Can you tell us the amount involved here?
Yes, we are looking at 850 million, about 850 million belonging to ECG, which was in their car bank account.
Cedis or dollars?
Ghana cedis.
And you believe this amount belongs to the ECG?
Yes, so this is the amount that was in ECG's car bank account, right? And then the arbitration proceedings. And if you remember, when I was giving the background, I said that there was a transitional arrangement where reconciliation was supposed to be done for the transfer of assets and liabilities. But pending that transitional arrangement, PDS took the matter to arbitration. So it was expected that arbitration will stay in the hands of both parties and that both assets and liabilities will be in the same position after the arbitration. After the arbitration, ECG won the arbitration. They came back to this account and they could not find these monies. And essentially, these monies have been depleted. And that is the investigation that has been launched to unravel the circumstances around which these monies have been depleted.
And the suspicion is that these 4 individuals know something about the depletion of these funds.
Precisely. These 4 individuals know something. So as a preliminary step, they've been invited for questioning and they've been granted bail pending further investigation.
Alpha, how do you react to people who say that the government drive on oil is dead, and so you are just bringing this matter up to revive the conversation about oil?
I think that persons who make that claim are either deliberately ignoring the cases that are in court, or they have simply not, adverted their minds to what is going on. First of all, as it stands now, when the oral committee that was constituted, the preliminary committee completed its work, there are about 280 cases that they deemed that demand the attention, prosecutorial attention of the Attorney General. Out of these cases, a number of dockets have been built. As we speak to you, there are about 8 cases in court involving close to 22 persons. This week, we are having a number of cases. Republic is a big one here, and others. We are having Republic, which is a cyber security software case. There's cross-examination of PW3, prosecution witness 3. There is a contamination. There is Republic versus Basic. There is DC Wale. There is Republic versus Asempa, which involves Asempa and another, which involves the SkyTrain. And there are several other that have been built awaiting the filing of the charges and prosecution. I think that people have a legitimate expectation to expect that justice will be done speedily. That expectation, the government people who give when you see the members and expect the Attorney General.
Ben, I am losing you. I'll be glad if you can reposition yourself because I'm gradually losing you. The sound isn't that clear. Yeah, it's better. It's better. Let's try it. Yes, I can hear you now.
So I'm saying that the public's expectation that people will be prosecuted and accountability will be exacted in respect of the many corrupt offenses or corrupt conduct or allegations that we had in the past government is very legitimate, and the Attorney General acknowledges that. However, some of the commentary is ill-informed to the extent that some of the facts are not true. First of all, that no prosecution is happening. There are about 8 cases in court and more others about to be found. Secondly, that it is slow. Yes, that is a general criticism of our court system or of our judicial process in this country. And persons who are deemed to have committed corrupt offences cannot be treated differently. They must be put before court. Attorney General must prove its claim, and the Attorney General must ensure that it prosecutes its case to the letter and so that it will lead to conviction. So a number of cases in court and more others that the docket is ready and others that are still in investigation as we see in this PDS scandal. So yes, the rules of justice as we see may grind slowly, but surely convictions would come. And we urge the public to have faith in the Attorney General. Attorney General prefers painstaking, proper building of prosecutorial dockets to mere speed. Speed is good. Speedy trials are good, but they must not be sacrificed on the altar of due process. That's what the Attorney General is ensuring. So there are a number of cases ongoing, and in due time, convictions will be secured. And if people are found not to have committed any wrongdoing, the court will make their own decision.
And all these 4 individuals, are they Ghanaians? Because I see a name here which is Varaj Fats. Are they all Ghanaians or he is a foreigner?
Yes, as for 3 individuals, I can confirm that they are Ghanaians. I'm not so sure about the identity of Fats, Mr. Fats, so I will not be able to conclusively confirm, but the 3 others are Ghanaians.
So this is the spokesperson for the Attorney General. Yeah, with me, Akasa, was answering me on a reason I'm with me eche. Say any pay welcome details, which I don't want some amount. Midi ECG, because we the chance and when they be updates, never one sir, I can subscribe to channel no. Na tell comment section open, wait me at your wife and say updates be about. Wait me so a day account. Men I say, when you break, Eddie Mammy.